Under the relentless sun, Hebrew slaves endure back-breaking labor on the banks of the Nile, their spirits crushed by the weight of oppression. Fear permeates the air as Pharaoh's cruel decree reverberates, casting a shadow of despair over the land. In heart-wrenching glimpses, newborn babies are torn from their mother's arms, underscoring the merciless stakes of survival. In the dimly lit Hebrew home, a Levite woman cradles her newborn son, her face a canvas of love and terror. Her husband stands beside her, his eyes reflecting helplessness as they face the impending danger. Hushed whispers fill the air, underscoring the secrecy and vulnerability of their desperate situation. As dawn's tender embrace paints the Nile's horizon, a mother's heartrending act unfolds, sealing her baby's fate within a papyrus vessel. Tears trace a path of sorrow down her weathered face, each drop a silent prayer as she entrusts her child to the river's embrace. With trembling hands, she releases the fragile vessel, a poignant farewell amidst the whispering reeds. From afar, a young guardian watches, her eyes reflecting a vow of unwavering resolve. The fragile papyrus basket is carried by the relentless current of the Nile. In the murky depths, unseen predators lurk, their silent menace amplifying the inherent danger of the journey. Along the riverbank, the sister races against time, her mounting anxiety etched on her face as she desperately follows the basket's perilous voyage. On the banks of the Nile, Hebrew women, gripped by fear, desperately conceal their infants, their anxious eyes betraying the looming terror of Pharaoh's decree. With trembling hands and a heart heavy with sorrow, Jochebed gently places her precious child in a waterproof basket, entrusting him to the mercy of the river. Miriam, her face etched with worry, watches helplessly as the basket carrying her baby brother drifts along the river's current, her gaze fixed with a mix of hope and despair. On the sun-drenched banks of the Nile, Pharaoh's daughter, Batya, arrives with her retinue, ready to immerse herself in the river's cool embrace. Her serene ritual is interrupted by a poignant discovery, a basket adrift, holding a secret that tugs at her heartstrings. Compassion floods her soul as she cradles the crying infant, recognizing the weight of a forbidden decree in the child's helpless tears. In a hushed realization, Batya acknowledges, "This is one of the Hebrew babies." On the banks of the Nile, Miriam bravely takes a step forward. Miriam poses a life-altering question. "Shall I go and find a Hebrew woman to nurse the baby for you?" Batya agrees, setting in motion a chain of events that intertwines faith and hope. Miriam races to bring Jochebed to her son, a moment of pure, uncontainable joy. This scene emphasizes the sister's courage and the mother's relief. Years later, within the opulent Pharaoh's palace, Jochebed guides a matured Moses to Batya, a pivotal moment of reunion and revelation. Batya embraces Moses, her voice resonating with a maternal love as she declares, "I drew him out of the water." Moses, now a prince, stands in the opulent palace, his future destiny subtly hinted in his thoughtful gaze and regal bearing. In the sun-drenched Egyptian palace gardens, Moses strides through opulence, a storm of internal conflict brewing beneath his royal facade. Amid the lavish surroundings, a flicker of his Hebrew heritage pierces through as flashbacks of his birth mother's teachings flood his mind. His face, a canvas of contemplation and conflict, betrays the growing unease with his privileged life. Under the scorching sun, Moses witnesses the Hebrews' agony at a brutal work site, their bodies strained under the unyielding whips of Egyptian overseers. An Egyptian overseer's merciless beating of a Hebrew worker ignites a firestorm of fury and injustice within Moses. Moses' face contorts in anguish and rage as he witnesses the suffering of his people, a silent vow forming in his heart to end their torment. Consumed by righteous fury, Moses surveys the Hebrew worksite with cautious eyes as his simmering anger reaches a boiling point. In a moment of fateful intervention, Moses strikes down the Egyptian overseer, his actions swift and decisive. Haunted by the weight of his deed, Moses quickly buries the body in the sand, his face etched with a mixture of resolve and creeping dread. Under the relentless sun, Moses returns to the Hebrew worksite, his face a canvas of mounting concern, as he witnesses a dispute spiraling into violence. As the argument explodes into a physical fight, Moses steps into the fray, his voice ringing out in a desperate plea for peace. "Why are you striking your brother?" Accusations fly as one Hebrew spits out words of defiance. "Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you going to kill me, like you killed the Egyptian?" The weight of revelation crashes down on Moses, fear gripping his heart as the dark secret he has tried to bury resurfaces. In the opulent throne room, news of Moses' defiance ignites Pharaoh's fury, signaling a deadly decree. Pharaoh's wrathful command to execute Moses echoes through the hall, epitomizing his absolute power and merciless nature. Forewarned of the impending doom, Moses is compelled to abandon his life of privilege and escape the clutches of Egypt. Leaving behind the splendor, Moses' flight marks the beginning of a solitary journey fraught with uncertainty. In the desolate expanse of the Midian desert, Moses arrives, cloaked in simple attire, his weariness a stark testament to his past life. The endless horizon accentuates his vulnerability as the weight of his former life in Egypt bears down on him. Under the relentless sun, Moses finds respite by a well, unaware that a turning point approaches. The graceful daughters of Reuel approach, their purpose pure, yet their path is soon to be shadowed by injustice. Aggressive shepherds appear, their hardened faces betraying their intent to deny the women their rightful task. Unable to stand by, Moses rises, a silent promise of intervention etched on his face as he decides to confront injustice. In the softly lit interior of Reuel's tent, the 7 daughters appear, their faces a canvas of relief and exhilaration. Reuel, his aged face etched with kindness, raises a brow in gentle surprise, questioning, "What's this? Home so early? What has happened?" The daughters, their voices melding into one, joyfully exclaim, "An Egyptian man rescued us from the shepherds." Reuel, his eyes widening with curiosity, asks, "An Egyptian, you say? Where is he? Why did you leave him out there?" Reuel urges with fatherly warmth, "Invite him in. He must be thanked for his kindness." Inside Reuel's tent, a simple meal becomes a symbol of acceptance as Moses finds himself embraced by a new family. As time weaves its gentle tapestry, Moses discovers a sense of belonging, shedding the weight of his solitary past. In a moment of profound generosity, Reuel extends his hand, offering his daughter, Zipporah, to Moses as a wife, uniting them in a bond of love and kinship. With a heart full of gratitude, Moses accepts Reuel's offer, finding solace and companionship in this new chapter of his life. Amidst the stark beauty of the Midian landscape, Zipporah delivers a son, her cries echoing against the unforgiving terrain. Moses cradles his newborn son, Gershom, his distant gaze reflecting a heavy burden of responsibility and uncertainty. In a moment of solemn resolve, Moses declares, "I shall name him Gershom, for I have been a stranger in a foreign land."